This is going on tutorial 10. I got a list of like 20 or 30 or 40. So I'll try to plug away at these things as much as I can, because I know they're helpful. Alrighty. So what are we going to talk about on this tutorial is how I organize playbills. I'm going to create a real quick and dirty horde map and show you how they kind of come together. I'm not really going to go into much of the more advanced stuff. I'm going to kind of cover the things that I talked about in the last 9 tutorials. So squad path, squad, spawn squad, maybe loops, text messages, all that kind of fun stuff. Anywho, so once you start getting into playbills, one thing you'll quickly find out is that you'll get I always burn it first because make sure it runs. What you'll find out is when you start adding a lot of playbills, right, it'll get out of control. You'll just have one after another, after another, and after another, and after another. Some of my maps have hundreds of playbills, so you really need to kind of think about how to organize these things. You don't want them, all over your map, right? Because it just kind of gets lost in everything. It's really hard to troubleshoot if something's wrong. If you don't name them, you'll just have a bunch of stuff called playbill, blah, 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 and it doesn't really help anything, right? So I'm going to whip through a quick little horde map here. Before I do that, I'm just going to do something with the gray, because I'm kind of getting over this whole gray box thing going on. So let me just do some quick changes before I do that, just to get a little bit of just something other than gray going on. All right, so make some roads. Making roads. Just FYI, I usually make roads 15 or 20 meters wide. It gives it lots of room for the troops and armies, and they're really hard to block. Anything smaller than that, smaller than 15 meters, I find it's too easy for the players to block the roads and make it kind of complicated for things. So, anywho, let's just get some roads in here. Again, it's nothing fancy. I'm not making this to be like a, fancy dancy map at all. Just kind of taking off from here, right? So you got your base kind of thing. Players start here, right? Here's my little entry point, my little sector. For most maps, I don't let the computer have bases, so no headquarters, because I don't want them doing anything. I want to be in full control of everything that's happening in the map, so that's why I do that. Let's put some strategy points down. Just do a fuel point, and we'll do ammo point, just in case I get some ideas of what I want to do later on. Strategy point, sure, right? There, doesn't that look like a fun map? I have to make the base bigger. Well, base is good. All right, so we got our little basic map here. So you'll want to figure out where you want to spawn the units, right? So I'll just do, I'm just going to do some trees just so I marks where I plan on putting the troops when they come out, because I don't want them to walk across the whole map for this, right? So maybe just a couple of trees, right? I really like the new colored trees, so they're pretty cool. Right, mix it up a bit. Right. Let's get some trees in there. Okay, nice and colorful. We got our trees set up, right? Something like that. All right, so basically horde map is waves of enemies. So whether it's horde map, a mission map, whatever, the same organization here kind of applies, right? And so the very first thing I do is I only have one playbill that starts immediate. Because if you have too many playbills that start immediate, you'll have issues, either crashing or whatever else. So that's kind of a big deal. You want to kind of have just one playbill. And what I do is I call it PB intro. And I kind of launch everything from here. Okay, so there's my intro playbill, right? One thing you have to remember too is that a lot of players only know Victory Point, Annihilation. They don't know anything else, or they're aware of anything else. So I always put, well, let me just get my wait command in there. Again, it's always good to start with a wait 5 seconds, just so the map loads for everybody and there's no issues. What I always do is I just jump right into, where's my title? I won't use that one. I'll use the big title in the middle of the screen. There's tutorials on all the different text boxes, right, in the beginning. I can look up. So this is like, welcome to sample horde map, right? Good little trick Bacon taught me too is that if you right click and edit, you can write whatever you want here, right? Sample map, sample horde map, enjoy your stay, don't die, kind of thing, right? So when that match starts, it's going to be shown in the center of the screen for 10 seconds. So title welcome. So game starts, title welcome, and then we want to get into stuff, right? So I'm going to go back up. I'm just going to add playbill group. Playbill group is just a folder, nothing more, right? And so I'm going to call it wave 1, right? Because we're doing a horde map. Right click, add playbill. And I'm going to put everything that relates to wave 1 in this folder. And this is really important because you're going to get completely lost when you have 10, 20 waves going on and you're like pulling out your hair trying to figure out why things aren't working the way they're supposed to. It's also good for organizing so you can hide and lock the folders, and it applies to everything under, right? So PB wave 1 start. So I have like a start playbill in here. I also have PB spawn troops. I'll make it, we're going against the Germans, so we're going to do Stormtrooper 1. Spawn Stormtrooper 1, right? So boom. There's a tutorial on this if you've watched it. Spawn squad is how you do it. Spawn squad. I'm going to name my spawn squad Stormtrooper 1. I'm going to name it in the display, right? So I know. I'm going to lock the AI because I don't want the computer doing anything, right? I'm going to pick the Germans infantry Stormtrooper, right? Pretty self-explanatory. Make sure it's player 2. That's computer, right? So pretty straightforward stuff so far. I'm going to have them spawn over here in the trees, right? Little arrow tells you which way it's going. And for this example, I'm going to put my playbill box in the general vicinity of where it's actually happening. For anything that doesn't have a guide or that's generic, I always like to just kind of leave it kind of in an order like this outside the play area. We don't have to worry about it blocking anything. All right, so spawn Stormtrooper is going to spawn there. And what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to do a wait command. Wait 5 seconds. Just make sure they spawn there, nice and happy and cozy and everything else. I'm going to create another one. It's going to be from the playbill. It's going to be PB attack move stormtroopers 1. So the reason I separate this, I can put this in here. I could put it right here after the wait. But a good rule of thumb is you always want to separate your actions, because later on when you start doing loops and stuff, you may want to only loop the movements, whether they're waypoints, attack moves, warps, whatever. And you don't necessarily want to have to loop everything, right? And so it can get kind of crazy. I know you can make the loop go to a certain action and stuff, but it just gets way complicated because you're trying to loop something. And yeah, anyways, just good rule of thumb, keep it separated. So I got my spawn stormtroopers. I want my stormtroopers to move, right? And it's just going to be a simple attack move, which I covered in the previous tutorial. Stormtrooper 1 is the S group, right? Oop, I did that wrong. Attacker group is Stormtrooper 1. This is not Stormtrooper 1. This is where it's targeting. I'm just going to have it targeted position. So I'll put this under here. So it kind of goes in that, it looks like it goes in that order. And I'm just going to have these guys go right. So there's going to do a straight B line right here. Now I could use waypoints, and I can make a waypoint that follows the roads, right? So there's different ways of doing it. But for this purpose, I'm just trying to explain the organization here. So basically, it's going to happen is Stormtrooper is going to spawn, right? And then I want this to attack, move. Attack, move, Stormtrooper 1, right? Again, that's just display, but you'll want that when you're looking at this stuff. Stormtrooper 1 spawns, wait 5 seconds, and then I'm going to launch prefab playbill. Basically, launch prefab playbill. I just basically choose launch attack move, right? Playbill attack move, Stormtrooper 1. All right, so we have our intro, right? And after the intro title screen, I'm going to put not to jump around, sorry to make it look confusing. I'm going to go to here, launch again. Launch prefab playbill, wave 1 start. That's where I want it to go, right? Maybe wave 1 start. All right, so it's going to go do, and then it's going to jump into PB wave 1 start, and then in here is where I have my action to launch Stormtrooper 1. Attack, spawn Stormtrooper 1, right? All right, so playbill is going to start. I'm going to do this 10 seconds. The reason I'm doing this wait 10 seconds up here, by the way, is because this message is 10 seconds. So 10 seconds launches. So when the PB wave 1 starts, I'll put title message in the top right corner, for example. Wave 1 incoming, right? And if I leave it at 0, it's just going to stay up there. That little message in the top right, it's not going to go anywhere. And that's what I want to do for this example. Panel, wave 1, right? Panel shows up top right corner, incoming, and then I'm going to launch. So I have my spawn troops spawning, right? So you make sure everything looks good. Spawn AA is locked. Choose my troops, player 2, I named it, right? Launch attack Stormtrooper, attack move Stormtrooper to the base, right? Now that I have that, I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to go boom, dunk, right? I'm going to do this 1, 2, 3 times. I'm going to do copy this one, copy this one. So you can't have the same name for playbills. It's just not going to build. So this is going to be PB spawn 2, right? I'll put it over here. Move these guys over here. It's our spawn spot, right? Making sure they're facing the right way might help. And then, so I'm not going to launch Stormtroopers here. I'm going to launch Pioneer. So we're going to put Pioneers, right? So we got to name it something else. Pioneer 1. All right. So we're spawning Pioneer 1. Spawn Pioneer 1. And then, of course, we got to change this. Got to change everything that says Stormtrooper 1 to Pioneer 1 now. And of course, it's not going to show up here. Well, actually, it will show up there because I did it already. PB spawn. Didn't change it yet. I just changed it. All right. So PB attack move Pioneer 1. There you go. All right. So PB attack move Pioneer 1. Change these. So it's not Stormtrooper. It's Pioneer 1. So let me get my Pioneer 1 box so it's organized. All right, so Pioneer 1 is going to spawn in these trees. It's going to attack, right? And then for our third one, let's move this over. Move this over. We're going to move the playbill over. All right. We're going to just turn it so it's facing the right way. Doesn't really matter. And then our attack move. And we can't do Stormtrooper again. We already did that. Let's do something else. Let's do do Sniper. It's gonna suck, but Sniper 1. I'll put three number. So snipers only start with 1 unit, right? So I'm gonna put 3, so 3 start. Just to make it a little bit more interesting. So spawn Sniper 1. I got to change my playbill. Alright, it's PB spawn Sniper 1. My attack move is going to be Sniper 1. Changing this, Sniper 1. Display, Sniper 1. Right? So it's all the same stuff. It's just, I'm just changing the names. That's all I'm doing. Right? This one has to be attack move Sniper 1. Right? Right? So, what do we got? So, we got 3 wave start. The next thing we need to do, PB wave start. Remember, this is the one that starts and launches everything. So this will be Pioneer 1. Pioneer 1. Next one will be Sniper 1 and Sniper 1. Right. So panel 1. Wave is going to show a message in the top right corner saying incoming. It's going to launch these. Okay, PB spawn launches. Can do attack move, right? So the other reason why you want to separate it. So I'll use an example. There's some units and vehicles. I don't know if it's a bug that was fixed or if it even was a bug. Sometimes when a unit's on it, you attack move the unit, some particular units to a destination, and they get attacked or they attack on the way there. After that, they kill the people or whatever, sometimes they just stop. And so what will happen is you'll have basically deserted troops that are just standing in the middle, kind of waiting for something to happen. And for a horde map, that's obviously not good. So when I go to my attack moves here, so attack move, I'll just put wait. Maybe, I don't know, just 10 seconds. You don't have to do this. It's just, I just learned that I got tired of seeing, when I was testing maps, seeing troops just kind of standing there not doing anything. Right. So now the Stormtrooper's going to attack move, wait 10 seconds, attack move. So after 10 seconds, it'll stop, then it'll keep going. Stop, keep going. If it gets distracted and goes somewhere else, it will 10 seconds keep going. If there's a bridge that blows up in your map and it tries to get there and it can't, it's going to stop at the bridge. And if you don't have the loop, when they repair the bridge, it's not going to move. It's just going to stay there. But when they repair the bridge with the loop, then it will continue, right? It'll cross the bridge and it'll attack. So it's just a continuous attack, right? So I can copy and I can paste. I don't use the, oops, did I do that right? Yeah, attack move. I don't use this very much anymore because I use waypoints a lot more. Because I want a waypoint. If you've seen the previous tutorial, you can guide it wherever you want the troops to go, and they can loop, right? Sometimes I use, if it's a straight path, I'll use attack move. But if I'm going from one side to another side, I prefer to waypoint it because I want the troops to have some kind of intelligence going around stuff instead of just beelining straight into the enemy. Especially if you're doing any kind of flanking. I think it's my D-Day horde map. I have a lot of waypoints where the enemy will actually flank. So it's random waypoints, random spawning, and there's a chance that it could actually go all the way to the right, all the way to the corner, and then attack your base from the other side. So I have little things like that going on. Kind of just adds a little bit of fun to it. All right, so we got our attack moves, right? We got everything launching off of, just going to minimize these. Wave 1 start, right? So this is basically saying wave 1 incoming. Launching these 3, which launches all the guys and attacks and everything else. Now I'm going to do another group for wave 2. I'm not going to go through a whole horde map today, by the way. I'm just kind of showing you the concept here. Waypoint 2. Before I get into that, I forgot. At the end of each wave, there is an end, right? So PB wave 1 end. So what does that mean? Basically, what's going to happen for this wave to end and to go into wave 2, right? So if you have wave 2 going on, which is the same concept, PB wave 2 start, right? And you basically just repeat everything I did here with different vehicles, different, and you keep going down, 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 down. But let me just put a message in here because I want to show you how the titles change. So remember that panel in the top right corner? I think I did it right here. Panel wave 1 incoming, right? So this will be wave 2 incoming, right? Panel wave 2 incoming, right? All right. Now the reason I did that before this is you'll see why. So wave 1 end, right? So how does wave 1 end? How do the players get to wave 2? What I'm going to do is, do you remember how I named all these troops that I spawned? I gave them variable names. So it was this one I called Stormtrooper 1, this one I called Pioneer 1, Sniper 1. So the condition for wave 1 to end is I want once all those 3 are dead. So condition, health percentage, less than equal to 0. S group is going to be Stormtrooper 1, right? If Stormtrooper 1 dead. Okay. If that's dead, if the other one is Pioneer 1, right? If Pioneer 1 dead, and then the last one was Sniper 1, right? Sniper 1 dead. So if all these are dead, because my Playbills Boolean says all, it doesn't say any, it says all. And if all of them are dead, then I will say top right corner, wave 1 complete. Again, I'll keep my duration 0 because I want it to stay at the top right corner. It just replaces the previous one. Just for this example. Wave 1 complete. I want to wait so that this is where you get your intermission. So if you played any horde maps, you'll have your rebuilding time. I usually do like 2 minutes, a minute or two. Make sure that the people, and I'll have like supplies drop and whatever else going on. If I have other things going on, this playbill is where I'll kill them. So on some of the horde maps, I have waves where it's literally just Goliaths or something just constantly attacking, and I have it basically on a timer. So after 2 minutes or 5 minutes, it ends. And if you lived, great, you get to the next wave. And so you want to stop these loops, right? So I would just do a group kill. So if there's anything, remaining, group kill it. Just put the variable name there and it kills everything. Because I have loops in here, a good practice is to stop those, right? Because those things are going to keep looping forever. If you get too many loops, it's going to have performance issues down the road. Stop prefab playbill. And I'm going to stop my attack moves, right? Stop PB attack move, Pioneer 1. I'm going to stop the other 2. Sniper 1. Doesn't matter what order you do it in. Did I change it? Yeah. And the last one was Stormtrooper 1. Again, this isn't required to do that. You don't have to stop everything you loop, but this is going to keep looping. I could put a condition in here that says if health, which that's probably a better practice, but it's basically I could do a condition here is if health percentage is greater than or equal to 1 for Stormtrooper, then do this. But you know what? I've come across some little issues, and I don't know if it was me or the map or the playbill, where the unit's not dead, and you might have experienced this in some older horde maps. A unit won't die, but it will still go to the next level, or still counted as dead, even though it has like 0.1% left on it. So just be aware of that. So anywho, so I'm stopping, waiting 10 seconds, right? Stop all those playbills, and I'm going to launch wave 2 start. Right? So does that make sense? So we have to launch this, obviously. So we can do that in the intro. So basically what's happening again, right, is game starts. This is the only playbill that starts that I have set to immediate. It's going to wait 5 seconds, title welcome to the match, wait 10 seconds, launch PB1 start. PB1 start is going to have a message in the top right corner stating that wave 1's incoming. It's going to launch Stormtroopers, Pioneer, Snipers at different various locations, which follows up with it's going to attack move. So I kind of have it like this. So they're all going to attack at the same time. Okay. And then I have this playbill, right? So here's a trick is if you have conditions, you have to make sure that the conditions exist before you start the playbill. So if I ran this wave 1 end at the beginning of this playbill, like the first thing, the map is either going to crash or it's just not going to work because Stormtroopers aren't in the game yet, right? So I found that I had issues before with that. So you have to make sure that whatever your conditions are, that unit is actually in the game. Make sense? Good. So what I'm going to do is after it launches the spawns here in my wave 1, I'm going to do a wait. Another wait 5 seconds. And then I'm going to launch the end. Wave 1 end, right? So there you go. Now it spawned the units. The units are spawned. They're attacking. It launches Playbill PB Wave 1 End, which that does absolutely nothing until the Stormtroopers, Pioneers, and the Sniper's dead. Once that happens, panel 1 complete. Wait 10 seconds. Stop at the loops. Launch Wave 2. Wave 2 is going to come up and just give you that message. You know, bump ba da Wave 2. And you are good to go. So let's see how this plays out. Just organize my stuff here. Wave 1 end. Again, it's really important that you, so you have wave 2 end, so 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, I'll be all nicely organized. You really want to take your time with the organization. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you have, like I said, hundreds of these things, it can get like just like mind-blowing. Like, and all it takes is for one thing to not work. And the number one reason why any playbill will stop working is typos. That's why I try to copy and paste things. So if you notice, when I grab a variable, I'll copy it and I'll paste it everywhere I use it. Because if I went, good examples right here. If I went right here, and it says, you know, if Pioneer 1 dead, right? If I didn't put 1, or I put 5 and ran the map, you will never get to wave 2, or it will crash because it doesn't know where Pioneer 2 is, right? So you'll be like, what the hell's going on? So anyways, Pioneer, Sniper, Stormtrooper. So it looks like it's all ready to go. Let's build it. Let's test it. Let's see what happens. Quickest horde map ever. Well, wasn't really quick, but kind of quick. 30 minutes. All right. Try and think if there's anything I missed. There's so much more you can do, but I just want to show how I organize my stuff. So your playbills should look like this. Isn't that nice and pretty? So everything wave 1 related is here, wave 2 is here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way down, whatever. And if you name it properly, you can always refer to it. So wave 4, if you want to have snipers come in, all you have to do is launch this. You don't have to recreate this because you know it says PB spawn sniper. You already know what it is. Blah, 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 right? Pretty self-explanatory. All right, let's see if this thing works. Skirmish. What a fancy test map I made. Organizing. I think that was what it was called. Oh, there you go. Right, great. The other thing you have to keep in mind is, you remember when I did the spawn squad, I said spawn squad and I was picking German infantry. You have to do two things. One of two things. One is you have to make sure that there is a German in the game. If it isn't, there's going to be pink boxes everywhere walking around. If there's no German in the team and you still want the German soldiers in there, then you have to manually place them somewhere in the map before you use playbill, like before you playbill it, and just hide them under a rock or something, or object, so they're in the map so the game loads them, because you don't want pink boxes running around, right? So let's just see how this thing plays out. Probably have to use the cheat commands, because I don't think I can take on all those troops with my engineers, especially the 3 snipers. Probably wipe me out right away. Let's see if it works.
We'll go. Reinforcements required,
Right.
Commander.
We're here. The horde map. Exciting. Welcome to sample horde map. Enjoy your stay. Don't die. Right? So let's see if my guys spawn. So I have the 3 different areas and roads. Look, they all spawned. Here's my 3 snipers, my pioneers, and my stormtroopers. They're all moving like they should. They're going to completely wipe me out, so I'm going to use my favorite mod in the whole wide world, which is this one.
Scouts, loaded and ready.
And give myself some reinforcements. No, this does not work in multiplayer.
Give us something to do. Sherman on point. 75 in the way. Ready to cause some havoc. Time to get to work, crew. Right on. Ready to go. On the way.
What's our target?
Here comes your troops. They're making a beeline. Remember, had them all come down here. It says wave 1 incoming. So you remember I said there's that top right status.
Attack! Infantry! Beat 'em up out! Enemy infantry giving it a try! Engage! Combat patrol! Don't move till it's clear! Troopers breaking away at us! German infantry! Order confirmed! What's that sniper? That son of a bitch hide! Sniper short burst! Hey, tip-top, heads down! We got the work! Ground infantry!
If I just stopped here, you remember I put the attack mode to stop. So
That sniper's going nowhere!
this guy dies. Dead. Wave 1 complete because all the conditions were met. Right? It's waiting 10 seconds. And then it should go into wave 2 incoming. And then you have your next wave, and then your next wave. So that's how I organize my playbills. I mean, everybody can do it their own way, but like I said, the reason I do this way is so I understand where everything's going on. This might be where I also, add pop caps, increase the pop caps to 200, add resources to the players in the intro, that kind of thing. And I just keep going down the line. And the reason I like to name stuff like this a lot of times, especially when you use waypoints, is like I said before, if I'm in wave 6, I'm like, oh, you know what? I could use those snipers right now. I can just launch, they're already made. Everything's already done. I can just launch the snipers and away they go kind of thing if I want to do that. And then just, like I said, reuse stuff. Or I can just copy and make new ones. It's up to you. So that's how I organize my playbills. Hope it was informative. Thanks for watching.